I love the term "this too shall pass" because it's so true. No matter how bad a season is, no matter how overwhelmed we feel or whatever else, these moments are fleeting, right? So there's that perspective of like, no matter what's in front of you, 7 minutes, 7 hours, 7 days from now, is it going to matter? I don't know if you've ever heard that. 7 minutes from now, is this going to matter? 7 hours from now, is this even going to matter? Or 7 days from now, is this even going to matter? And if the answer is no, then why get our panties in a bunch, right? Pressure. It is everywhere. And for a 19-year-old, it's deadlines, it's friend groups, it's sports. And the big scary question for a 19-year-old is, what in the heck is next? But hey, for us dads, it's providing for our family. It's leading in our marriages and somehow not dropping the ball when it feels like the weight of the world is on our shoulders. That's what it's like for a dad. But here's the truth. Pressure is not going away. It's not going away for Ethan at 19 years old. It's not going away for me at 30 years old. Kidding. It's not going away for me at 50 years old. And the real question is, do we let it crush us, right? Or do we learn to turn it into fuel? A lot of us out there, when we're faced with pressure to perform or faced with pressure to show up or our obligations or whatever, sometimes we can crumble and sometimes we can rise to the occasion. It just all depends on what we do with it. And today, Ethan and I are pulling back the curtain on how this impacts our lives and how pressure shows up in our life. His is a young man stepping into the world, and mine is a husband, a father, and a provider. And we talk today about healthy pressures versus the kind that are going to eat you alive. We can actually utilize pressure to sharpen ourselves, to strengthen ourselves, and to grow instead of breaking down. And if you've ever felt the weight of the world and the expectations at work, home, world, or even in your head, or even what your kids are going through, lean into this podcast today because this one is definitely for you. Gentlemen, what's going on? My name is Larry Hagner. I am the host of the Dad Edge podcast. I am the founder of the Dad Edge Alliance, which that is our mastermind, our community for dads who are career men who don't want to settle for a mediocre marriage or a mediocre connection with their kids. And I'm also the founder of the Dad Edge Business Brotherhood, Business Boardroom Brotherhood. And that is our elite group for entrepreneurs who want to go out and build, continue to grow and scale their businesses, but not leaving their families in the dust. We can actually have it all. We can have a thriving business. We can be in top physical shape. We can sharpen our mental acuity. We can have high emotional IQ. We can create an incredible marriage with our wives, and we can create an incredible connection with our kids if we do the work. And that's what we do in the Dad Edge Boardroom. I'm joined today by my man, Ethan. What's up, brother? How you doing? Oh, yeah, your mic isn't on.
There you go.
I,
Silly goose.
I had to cut your mic because as I was doing the intro, I was like,
Me?
yeah.
I was doing that?
You came up the stairs, so you were probably out of breath.
Wow. I'm not that out of shape.
I'm totally kidding.
Wow.
Totally kidding. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
It's October already. You believe that?
No.
Hey, real quick. We're going to be announcing, it's either next week or the week after, the first form dad of October, the first form Dad Edge man of the month in October. And that man will get a $100 gift card for first form. But I got to tell you, you remember Ty? I told you about Ty, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Ty Trisler, he was our winner last month, and he just absolutely crushed it. He's one of my one-on-one clients. He actually just graduated from my 3-month program, so I worked with him one-on-one. The guy's completely turned around his life, his physical fitness. His marriage is better. His relationship with his kids is on point. His business is doing great. And the guy did 75 hard, and he's a paraplegic.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. That's insane.
Dude, in a wheelchair. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I mean, like, that is inspiring.
Yeah.
So inspiring. So, hey, for all you guys out there that are trying to get physically fit, I'll tell you what, there's going to be a dad of the month in October. I don't know who it is, but here's what I'll tell you. And maybe you guys in the audience might not know this, but 3 times a year, I think many people are very familiar with. Are you familiar, Ethan, with the 8-week first form transformation challenge that they do 4 times a year?
I remember you telling me about it because I think you did it, right? Or are you still doing it?
I've done it. Yeah, I've done it a couple times. I love it. It's a great 8-week challenge. But in the Dad Edge, what we do is we collaborate with them, and we run guys through 8-week challenges. And this past 8 weeks, we just got done with it. We had 17 men who went through tremendous transformation. So I mean, not only do we help guys with marriage and parenting and all that stuff, we also help them with physical fitness too, but we really leverage that 8-week program. We have a coach in there for those guys. We had 17 dudes who went through a transformation challenge, and we're in the process now of adding up all the collected weight that these 17 guys lost altogether, and then we're going to pick a winner for the guy who had the best transformation.
Wow.
So he'll be the dad of October, the dad, the first form Dad Edge Man of the Month. So we'll announce that the coming weeks. But can you believe that we're in the final quarter of 2025?
No.
It's crazy.
It feels like it's gone by so fast.
I mean, dude, like 3 months from now is Christmas. 2 months from now, pretty much.
I think we're under the 100-day. I think we're like somewhere underneath 100 days left till Christmas.
Are we really?
I think so.
Well, you know, as we release this podcast, Amazon Prime days are today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe today is the day to do Christmas shopping.
Sounds like a wonderful idea.
What do you want?
I want a Lamborghini. No.
Well, you've been quite naughty, so you're not going to get that.
I don't think I'd ever want a Lamborghini. It's
Well,
too expensive, and maintenance is too expensive.
It's like $12,000 for an oil change.
I know, because you have to replace the whole clutch.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but I've heard that. I don't know many people with a Lamborghini.
That's not my style of cars. I prefer like a Dodge or Camaros.
Like maybe like a Dodge Caravan. Is that your dream car?
Like Challenger or Charger.
Those are kind of cool too.
Those are really cool.
I never really understood the Chargers though. It's like a 4-door family car, but it's got like a V8 in it.
Yeah,
like those things can
a
go so
V8,
fast.
or you could modify it and turn it into a V12. I think there's Charger
God.
Hellcats.
There are. Can you imagine like going home to your family and be like, I bought us a new family car, but the engine's really loud, but don't worry, it has 4 doors and enough room for our children.
It's like mom dropping off Colton to Taekwondo. I have fun.
Oh man, it's like the Fast and the Furious. Bam, 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 bam.
Oh yeah, like at the fire side.
Yeah.
And the little pit bikes.
That's right, little pit bikes. That's right.
Little pit crew.
We used to joke around, like we used to be like, oh, look at that, another weed whacker just drove by.
Oh my gosh, I was driving home yesterday from oh my gosh, what was I doing? I did a couple of things yesterday. Anyways, while I was driving home yesterday, I legit saw like maybe 10 kids in a group riding these little like electric motorcycles throughout the neighborhood. I was like, oh my gosh, it's a pit crew.
Every time I see those kids, and guys, I don't know in the audience if you guys live in a neighborhood where all these kids have these e-bikes now, these electric bikes. Everybody,
They're like electric like motorcycles. They're really small. It was like for like 6-year-olds, and these kids are like 12.
I know, and they're like their knees are like in their chest as they're
They're like
yeah. It's like it's like you're watching the circus or something like that. But yeah,
it's like they're too big for that tricycle.
That's right. Go get a real bike. Go get a Harley. I'm just kidding.
Harley Davidson.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the pressure. Man, as we started breaking down today's show, I really, even though we planned it in like a matter of a handful of minutes, as I started looking at the bullet points and some of these notes, I'm like, man, like I remember being your age. I remember what pressure felt like. And I got to be honest, relatively, obviously relatively means like relatively, like it didn't feel much different than it does now. And even though, but here's the crazy thing. Like I look at some of these things, like the pressure that you probably feel, grades, what's next, sports, activities, your own expectations, your girlfriend, your friends, your own fitness. And I sit here and this sounds really bad, but I mean, this is, I think, the mind of a dad. Like I look at your world and I'm like, you don't even know pressure yet. And I used to hate when older people, especially parents, would tell me that. I'd be like, you don't even, this is not stress. And I'd be like, it feels like a lot of stress. And they're like, this is nothing. And that was really condescending growing up, because truth be told, the things that you're experiencing in your life right now, you've never experienced these, right? And maybe I have, and I can look back on it and put the dots together, right? And be like, oh, yeah, I got through that just fine. But at the time, these things feel insanely heavy at your age, right? So like,
oh, yeah.
tell me right now, out of some of these things, which one feels the heaviest right now and why?
Grades, honestly.
Okay.
That one feels pretty heavy because like now that I'm actually doing this, I've been complaining since like
Birth.
no. Well, yeah.
Totally kidding.
I've been complaining about like the school stuff, like, oh, I don't need this when I'm older, since freshman year. I don't remember doing it much in middle school. I kind of liked middle school. Sure, there was some awkward, terrible moments, but I enjoyed it. I had a lot of good friends. Um, but in high school, I actually started to realize I don't need this, and this is no longer fun. It almost, I would honestly say when I was in eighth grade, my teachers inspired me to do work. I actually loved math.
How did they inspire you to do work? Like, what did
I don't know. They were just super nice. Like they had, and whenever they were nice, we were all very nice. But my math class was really small. Uh, but it was just like if I can come to school knowing I can go, like I just go to class and actually be excited to learn, then I'm okay. I'm really happy. Like I would literally go to school and be like, man, I'm actually kind of excited. My teachers are super nice. All my teachers, like I loved everything. There was one teacher I knew from sixth grade, so I already knew I had a pretty good like relationship with that teacher. Already, is my science teacher in eighth grade. I had her in sixth grade as my science teacher. She was amazing. Um, and then I got to high school, and then it's like those teachers that like, ugh, freshmen, ugh, they just don't care. They don't put a whole lot of effort in. They just get annoyed real easily with them, which is fair. Freshmen can be annoying. I was one of them. Um, But it's like they sucked all the inspiration out of it. I wasn't really excited to go back to school and learn.
can I,
Um,
can I challenge you on something?
yeah.
Um,
How?
how about now?
Okay. Oh no, wait, not yet. Okay, now you can.
Okay, now you got. Which, by the way, if you live in our house, like we joke around a lot, and like whenever the kids ask me something, my first response is always no, and then they know like they'll wait a couple minutes, be like, or wait a couple seconds, be like, how about now? Be like, yeah, now it's okay.
Yeah, you know
So
where we got that from?
where?
SpongeBob.
What?
Yes.
I'm not
It
doing it anymore.
wa-
That's where that came from.
I can't remember which episode it was, but SpongeBob was like, Patrick, we need to go right now. He's like, oh, I'm not even ready. I was like, are you ready now? He's like, okay, yeah.
Are you for real?
I'm so for real.
I take back all the times I used that joke.
We were still gonna do it, so you don't
My
have a
God,
choice.
I had no idea.
Well, I'm sure
I,
it came from other things, but that's what I really remember it from.
I have a problem with SpongeBob. Like he
I know you do.
drives me bonkers.
I mean, there are some times, like even when I was younger, I would be like, man, his laugh kind of is annoying, but I don't really care. You know what the best part about that is? Is that it annoys you guys, you and mom.
This show is over. We're done talking.
I thought you were about to push the record.
No, I was about ready to, but no. So the thing I want to challenge you on is, did they not inspire you, or did you not allow them to inspire you?
Oh no, I let them. I actually, there'd be some days I'd come to school, I'd be like, I'm so ready to learn. I'm actually gonna ask questions. Um, and there would be some days where I'd be like, okay, this is making sense. I like this. It was always fun whenever you understood it, even though you hadn't, like, you were never going to use it. Like, I was never going to use the Pythagorean theorem
What are
for.
you talking about? I use that every day.
Oh, yeah,
When
sure.
I pay bills. Let me work out the Pythagorean theorem before I pay this credit card bill. Just kidding. That never happens.
Yeah, it's not like I'm going to be using it for becoming a firefighter. But my math teachers in high school, they were not the greatest. They weren't just,
That's because they don't know how to teach math anymore. They screwed it up.
well, no, it's
It was our
actually,
generation. They had it right.
they know how to do it. They just don't do it well. Like
Right.
it's just like the way they explain it. Like I remember being a sophomore, being in my algebra class. First semester was pretty easy. It was all right. I coasted through that pretty well. Ended up with like a C plus or a B minus in that class, pretty easy. Um, and then I got to second semester, and we have these things in our school called an end of course exam, which we call them EOCs.
We called those finals.
We do have finals, but
They're
like the
different?
state in our high school has like end of course exams where you have like certain course classes where you have to take a huge exam over, and they modify the whole like day. There's like some days where you'll be in class for 2 hours in one class, and then another 2 hours for another class, and you get to go home, and then they do a different class the next day. Like it's weird.
That is
Um,
weird. I didn't. We didn't have to take that. We just had finals, so we didn't.
well, we have finals and we have end of course exams.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's for
Don't sign me up for that.
it was like for our government classes, biology classes, and a few algebra classes, and a few other classes. I just can't remember off the top of my head. I remember being in sophomore year taking all of those classes except government. And I was like, oh my gosh, if I fail these, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
And it literally, like in math class, they literally looked like they were making it up as they go, like, oh, since this is x4, and I was like, so that means this is 8,000. And I'm making something up. And I'm just like, how does that make sense? How does that equal that?
Yeah, math. I mean, so let's talk about just some of the pressures that you
Okay.
feel. School being one of them, right?
Yes.
Talk to me about. Let's go back to some of those times, like, and let's talk about this twofold. So, pressure and stress is either going to propel you forward and give you a sense of urgency, where you're just going to like basically embrace it and run with it,
Yeah.
right? And just go. And then there are other times where you're just like, I don't even know where to start, so I'm not going to do anything. And it paralyzes us. I would love for you to share with us times, and you don't have to go into too much detail or too much of a story, but like just times where like you have buckled under the pressure, where you're just like, it's kind of like Jim Gaffigan where he walks into the gym. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna walk out
The elliptical or the I gotta go.
I gotta go. So it's like, he buckles under the pressure and leaves the gym in 5 minutes. So, same thing, maybe share a time where you buckled under the pressure and you just didn't do anything because you're just like, I have so much to do. I don't know what to do. So I'm doing nothing.
Oh, I can tell you. So basically, what I was trying to get at with the whole like inspiration and math stuff is that now that I'm in college, I'm actually learning something I need. So the pressure of actually having a really good grade is like crucial to me. And it actually is giving me that sense of urgency to like do better no matter what. Like I'm like, okay, well I need to get this assignment done and I need to get this grade on this quiz so my grade doesn't get to this. But I will tell you, when I was like in my earlier years of high school, freshman, sophomore, maybe even junior sometimes, I would do this thing, and you know it, I would get so overwhelmed with so much stuff I have on my plate that I would be like, I need to escape. So I would scroll on social media,
Eh,
and that was not a good idea.
Well, guess what? Those habits really don't change when you're an adult. Excuse you, Bernie.
Did that mic pick it up?
Yeah, it did. And I think he's a little tired. I took him. My goal was 10,000 steps before 10 a.m. this morning, and I took him for those 10,000 steps.
Holy cow.
So I think he's a little tired.
He's sleeping right behind you.
I know it was just under 5 miles. So I
Wow.
took him the whole time. I think he's gonna be late.
Don't you normally do like 6 mile walks?
No, I mean that's like that's on a. I'll hit 12,000 steps with him sometimes,
Oh,
but normally I have this loop that's right at, like, I know it's like right at 10,000. So sometimes I'll just take him to do that. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't change much when you're an adult. Sometimes as an adult, like, I mean, there are days where I feel so overwhelmed as well. And many adults will tell you this. You feel so overwhelmed. You get into your office and you just stare at your computer and you're like, I don't even know where to start. There's so much to do.
it's very overwhelming.
Maybe I just won't work today. There has been something though that maybe I can recommend, and I think that's part of the value out of this podcast is guys getting to hear maybe how I can give you some advice. I think you and I, like, our brains are kind of wired very similar. When I have a ton to do, I get very overwhelmed and I get irritable a lot of times too. I'm like, the irritability comes from a place of like, I don't know exactly where to start. I was making sure if I move my chair that I won't kill the dog.
You almost did it when
I know. But I like to make lists. So like I'll take my notebook and I don't know what it is. I don't like to type out my list because I just don't feel like I feel like when I write it that it's more reflective, and the act of me like seeing me write this thing down does something different than if I just type it on a list of things to do. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it sets in there more. The other thing I notice is that it reduces my stress immediately. So as soon as I start, it's like, okay, I've got to do, like, I'll give you an example. I've got 5 podcasts that I have to do an intro for, I have to do a mid-roll for, I have to do an outro. And if I'm doing that, that's like an hour and a half.
Oh wow.
Easy, an hour and a half. I got to get back to this client. I got to email these people. I got to do this. I got to email this guest. There will be 15 things that I need to get done before the end of the day, and they all need to get done. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
and you're looking at that big list of like 15 things, and it's almost like being in your driveway, looking up at the roof of your house with no ladder, being like, how am I going to get up there?
Oh wow.
And I think the list really represents the ladder because you're not going to jump on top of your roof ever, right?
Well, you can't.
You know,
You're supposed to know how
I
to
know.
do
Well,
that.
I am Superman, so I could just fly up there, but you are going to get up there step by step, right? So, in the list, really, I think provides like, okay, let me do these first 2 podcasts, like the intro, the outro, the mid rolls. I'll get those done. Then after that, I'll email these 3 people back because I need to follow up with them. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there's my first 5 things right there, right? As soon as I start like literally crossing them off, like everyone that I cross off, I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And then suddenly I have momentum. And the list gives me a map of what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever tried that or if
I
maybe
have.
is that helpful?
Oh yeah. And what's great is that my girlfriend has helped me with it once. Like I'd be like, man, I have like certain things. I have this, and this to do in this class, and this, and this, and this in this class. I need to get it done before this day. It's like, oh, it's really stressful. And she's like, why don't you like write it down? And she's written it down for me. I'm like, I swear, I'm pretty lucky to have my girlfriend. She's amazing. She tried to learn a whole new subject for me so I could understand it, so that we could learn it together. I was like, no, 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 you have plenty of things you have to do on your plate. Please worry about your school stuff. This is my school stuff. Mine has 1 class. You have like multiple, and you're going to a university. Like, please take care of your needs, not mine right now. Okay. I mean, we can take care of each other's needs sometimes. School is not one of them. I'm not going to be learning how to use a camera because I don't know how to do that. That's your
Right.
thing.
Right.
But if you absolutely need me to, I would, but it just takes so much time out of my day. As mean as that kind of sounds, but I was like, and she's like, you're right. I shouldn't, like, I already have plenty on my plate. I shouldn't be doing that. I was like, yeah. But, there would be times where she'd be like, just write a list. And I write a list. And I remember one time, um, I had to write a list, and I think you said you were going to punish me, if I didn't get it done before like a Friday. You have 1 week.
Sounds accurate.
Well, you're gonna like, I don't know what you're gonna do. I think you're gonna like take away my phone or something. I don't know. And I got them all done on Thursday. I was like, I got it. And you're like, okay, now you just need to wait for your grade. And I was like, the grade's already in. And it was like my grades were already A's, B's, and C's average. No D's, no C minuses.
Unacceptable.
Eh,
All A's.
you poor thing.
So the list helped you with that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I got it done, and I was good.
is there anything else that you do that helps relieve some of that pressure or gives you like a map or something that would buckle you under the pressure, but you're able to pivot and use it as fuel and move forward?
I would do this thing sometimes. You've suggested it once, where you'd be like, okay, let me just finish this one assignment. Just let me finish this one assignment, and then we can worry about the other ones after. Let's just worry about this one assignment first. I get one assignment done. Oh well, I'm getting this one done. I might as well get started on this one. And I get that one done. I'm like, okay, well now, like I literally now in college for this online class I'm taking, I literally do this thing where I'm like, okay, I have this is what my school stuff is laid out as. I have a chapter to read of a book that they assign us in this textbook about anything. Um, and then they have a discussion post where we have to read an article or watch a video, and it says like there's a list of things I need to be doing in my discussion post and what I need to be writing and typing out and sourcing my or citing my resources. And then we have to reply to a different person in our class about what we learned from their post. And then there's like a vocabulary question or assignment where we have like, what does that word mean in the prefix of this medical term? Like itis and the suffix means inflammation, you know? So it's kind of like those things. And then there's a pronunciation assignment and then a quiz. I'll be like, okay, well, let me start with the easiest one, pronunciation. It's just like 10 words, learning how to pronounce them. I make a video, I pronounce them correctly, turn it in. Super easy, takes me like 10 minutes, not even. And then I do the easy one, which is the vocab one, which is like naming the prefixes, suffixes, and combining forms of medical terms. Super easy. I get that done in like 15 minutes most times. Like, well, that was easy. Might as well do the discussion post. Take me 20 minutes to do a discussion post. Super easy. They already give me all the resources I need. I just need to apply it. And whenever I'm doing the textbook stuff, I usually just kind of look through it, kind of see what's important. They have links and videos in them and practice assignments in them. Practice exercises on understanding like a diagram of something. I'd look at those, take notes, take the quiz. I'd usually get a pretty decent grade.
That's
I'd be
good.
done with the day in one day.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Like you just start knocking things down,
Yeah.
just one at a time. Instead of, I mean, you listed off like 5 or 6 different things there, and when
Yeah.
you look at 5 or 6 different things, you feel that pressure and you feel that overwhelm.
Yeah.
And if you look at all 6, it's hard to just kind of see the forest between the trees, right? So like, you know, the list really helps you. Like it's kind of like a breakdown,
Mm-hmm.
right? So anytime you're ever faced with anything, it's like I'm just going to break it down, just break it down.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's even a word that you can remember. I'm just going to break it down.
Yeah.
I'm just going to break it down.
Break it down.
But I'll tell you, you know, and I'll share some things too. I love that you shared how you do that
Mm-hmm.
because it's when people are in their own head, it's hard for them to see something objectively or something that somebody else can see.
Yeah.
So when we are the ones burdened with like, so for you, like all these assignments or pressure with grades or whatever it is, like we tend to kind of get paralyzed. But you just gave this beautiful example of like, yes, I can tackle 6 things. I'm just going to do them one step at a time. The other thing that you really, the theme that you really hit on is momentum.
Mm-hmm.
You get one thing done, it's much easier to get the second thing done.
Yeah.
You get those 2 things done, it's much easier to get that third thing done. And then before you know it, you're like, I got this.
Yeah.
Right. But I think it's really just taking that first step. If I could compare this to anything, like, I'll tell you, the pressure that I feel is that if I don't provide enough, you guys don't eat.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of pressure. If we don't pay our house, our mortgage, or we don't get to live here. You know, it's like the consequences are super high. So it's like, you know, decisions and motive and how I feel under pressure. I'll tell you, the pressure for me in my entire life has never been higher than it is now. Because the one thing that the position I never ever want to be in is telling you guys, I'm sorry, but we can't live in this house anymore. Or I'm sorry, we can't afford groceries this week. Like that would freak me out. And I never want to be in that position. And no dad ever wants to be in that position. But I'll tell you, that is on the minds and hearts of a dad. The pressure that we also feel too is not just financially to provide, but it's like, am I enough of a dad for these people? Like, am I actually guiding these kids the way they need to be guided? Am I falling short? Like it's a constant pressure on our shoulders that perhaps we're not even living up to what we need to be living up to. Mm-hmm. And even when we give our best, it's not like they give out prizes or recognition for your jobs. They're like, oh, hey, job well done. Or, hey, here's your annual review as a dad. You did all these amazing things. You have opportunities for improvement here, but we never get validation usually if we're doing good or not. We'll get moments of like, you'll see your kid make a good decision or things are going well in this area of your life or whatever. And you're like, okay, I just got a moment of confirmation that this is working.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the pressure that I think we feel as dads is you are pressured to perform, get good grades, that kind of thing. But then you know where you stand because you turn in your assignment. Like, okay. But with us, we don't always quite know where we stand. it's always like sort of we're in limbo of how we're doing unless we kind of take a step back and we ask for feedback from others or we really look at our lives objectively. I will say this. I don't think you know this, but I'll share this. In the Dad Edge community, in the Alliance, like our mastermind, we give out monthly awards for the guys.
Really?
Yeah, we have three different awards. One is called Man of Purpose. That's our leadership award. So that's for all of our coaches. It's the man who leads the best that month, and he's recommended and nominated by the members. Well, then the leaders will also nominate members for what's called Man of Action and Man of Impact. Man of Action is where we recognize a man took action in his life. He didn't sit back on his laurels. He actually went out and did something, and it could be something within his marriage or parenting, or he got better physically fit or financially fit, whatever you want to say. And then Man of Impact is a man who supports another brother in a profound way, like gets on a one-on-one call with him, maybe supports him in some way, gives him strategy that completely turns it around. But like what I've noticed since we've been giving out these awards is like the guys love it because it gives them affirmation that, oh my gosh, like, so I did do something right, which I think we need that every now and again.
Just like how football players get stickers on their helmets.
Exactly, the pancakes, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else here, which I think is a really good topic, which is healthy pressure versus unhealthy pressure. So healthy pressure pushes us.
Yeah.
So it pushes us to grow, builds grit, sharpens focus. You and I are going to be doing a bodybuilding show next year, right? Yeah. I would call that healthy pressure because it's like, let's just say our date is April 30th. We haven't picked the show, but let's just say it's that date. You and I looking at that date, we have to make thousands of micro decisions in between now and then of the activity we're going to do, how much water we're going to drink, what we're going to eat, what we're not going to eat, when we're going to eat it, all these different things that are so important. And that could paralyze you, but it could also, I personally think I've done several shows, and when I know I'm up there in only my board shorts and I'm being judged on how disciplined I was,
how good I look,
right? That for me is healthy because it pushes me in a healthy way for growth. And it definitely builds grit because, dude,
and discipline.
Like you go through 16 weeks of prep like that, you're going to come out a more resilient and more mentally tough person because of stuff you had to do.
Well, it's kind of like wrestling as well.
Right. Wrestling the same way. But then there's unhealthy. This is the thing that paralyzes people, right? It breeds anxiety. It leads to hiding or death scrolling, like you were saying. Right? Or
escaping.
And usually what we do is we obsess over that whatever we're about ready to go do, it has to be perfect. Right? So like it's like, well, if I'm going to do this show, then I have to look this certain way, and there's nothing that can make, like, I have to be at this level when I compete, right? Let's just say it's like, I got to be 170 pounds, 5% body fat. Like, let's just say that's where you need to be. And I could decimate my entire training if I don't have, like, well, what if I'm at 6? What if I'm 172 and 6? Well, who cares? I'm still close enough. And it's all, in my opinion, it's about progress, not perfection. Yeah. Right. But, where have you noticed, healthy pressure? Wrestling. Okay. Talk about that.
I always but I would say there's some healthy and unhealthy pressure in wrestling.
I would agree.
Mostly healthy.
Yeah.
So when I wrestle, it's like it gives me that motivation or like that discipline to be like, oh my, that mental and physical discipline is insane. Like to go to practice after school and do crazy intense conditioning workouts for 2.5 hours or drills, doesn't matter. Like we'll do, sometimes it's a game if we are doing well. Even the games are hard. Like we're like going crazy in these games. But and then like getting up early at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning for a tournament. It starts at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. We have to drive like 2 hours to get there. It's terrible. And having to make weight, especially if you're cutting so much weight. I had to cut from 144 to 132.
And now you're sitting at like 160 right now.
Yeah.
That's 30 pounds, man.
Yeah, well, that wasn't my natural weight.
Well, I
As
know.
you saw, you could see my cheekbones. I was pale.
Yeah.
I was like on the brink of passing out before we even start my first match.
Maybe that's unhealthy pressure.
Well, yeah, it's like what it did to me physically. But I was very disciplined, and I was like, I need to get. I think that unhealthy kind of pressure comes from if I'm not like this, I will never get here. But I'm always just like I don't care if I'm under 132. I just need to be at 132.
Yeah.
And I'd settle for 132.
I'll never forget that one time that mom was telling me, because she was at your meet, and I think I was at one of Colton's hockey games, and she texted me. She was like, hey, I think she went to Starbucks to get you some egg bites because she said you look like pale white, like a ghost. Like you look so emaciated, skinny, and your face was sunken in, and it was a day of of a meet, and you looked absolutely just wrecked.
Well, I actually, we went to this place that was like an hour and a half away. Um, and I had to cut down to like 134 because we had like a 2 pound weight allowance. And I had to go up against this kid, or like after we were done weighing in, I finally started eating, but I was so exhausted from how much I was cutting, like it was ridiculous. And I was like so low on energy. Like my first match, I was going for a takedown. I didn't have enough energy to take him down all the way. He actually he didn't really move. He just pushed me back over. Like I was trying so hard to take him to the ground. He didn't even sprawl. He literally just trampled me. I was so low on energy, but I still won that match.
You still won that one?
Yeah, that was my first match.
Wow.
But I also remember this, and this was probably the most unhealthy that it had me at, was whenever we had this thing. So it's called GACs. I don't know. I actually don't even know what that stands for.
Basically like the finals of your.
Yeah, it's basically getting to that point where you're getting close to state or districts.
Right.
We had GACs at this high school, not my high school. And I had to cut down to 136, but we have had so many snow days. I was kind of floating around 138. And that night we had this night like before we had like a meet. It was like a Thursday night. We had a duel at our school, and then it was a snow day the next day. So I was like, all right, I'll be able to sleep in. I didn't think I was going to be able to wrestle at GACs. He's like, I don't know if we'll get you. My coach was like, I don't know if we'll get you a spot at GACs. I was like, okay, well, I'd like to know as soon as I can so that I can get ready to cut. And he's like, okay, I will. And we actually exchanged numbers, and he called me personally on Friday like afternoon.
I actually remember that.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, you have a spot at GACs? I was like, sweet. He's like, what do you want me to be at, like 138? And he's like, no, I want you to be at the 132 weight class. I was like, what? He's like, but you get a 2 pound weight allowance because it was after January. So after January, we get a 2 pound weight allowance. But since we've had so many snow days, we get an extra 2 pound weight allowance. So we have a 4 pound weight allowance. So I could be 136. And I was like, he's like, can you cut down to that? I was like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to wrestle to that. So I was already 142. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I can make it.
Did you tell him you were 142?
No.
Okay. But you still made the weight.
I still made it.
Unbelievable.
Oh, it was so bad though. Like I got in my the sauna suit.
Sauna, yeah, I remember that.
I got in this sauna suit, put on layers. I ran on the treadmill. I did drills like at home. I literally did stance of motion at home. I went to the gym 3 times to sit in the sauna for 20 minutes each.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, it was brutal. That night, I went to bed. I woke up. I was like, if I'm still 137, I'm screwed. And I was. I woke up at 4 a.m., still 137. I got out of bed, and I was like, I got to go back to the sauna. I sat in the sauna for 30 minutes. I was 136.6 when I was out of that sauna.
You only lost a half a pound of water. You probably didn't have much in you.
No, I didn't have it. Like I had nothing in me.
Yeah.
The most I probably had in me was eggs, just a little bit of scrambled eggs. And and then after the sauna, I went to my school where we get picked up by the bus. And Haynes was like, "How you looking on weight?" I was like, "I'm still 0.6 pounds over." He's like, "Okay." And I was already wearing like 3 layers, like a ton of layers. And he's like, "Okay, here, I'll put more layers on you." He gave me these really baggy sweatpants, 2 of them. I put both on. I was wearing 5 pairs of pants that day. And these big, like, heavy raincoats that are like waterproof, like insulated winter coats.
Sounds so bad.
Like, I wore 3. I was already wearing 2 sweatshirts. I was wearing 2 sweatshirts. I wore 4 like big heavy shirts. And he's like, "All right, go rolling around on the mat with one of the varsity wrestlers." I was already a varsity wrestler. And he was like, "Okay." I was like, "Okay." I was so exhausted. After like 30 seconds of wrestling, I was like, "I'm gonna pass out." He's like, "Come on, Ethan, you have to cut." I was like, "Oh gosh."
Was that the same meet that when he was talking to you guys, you like were like falling asleep?
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
And when we were on the bus, I've never been car sick before, but I actually felt so nauseous. And we got off the bus. I said I was this close to passing out right after getting off the bus. I had tunnel vision. It was so bad. And when we got inside, I was like, "I don't care anymore. I am so thirsty and hungry. I don't care anymore if I make weight." So I chugged a ton of water. After that, I checked weight. I was 135.3.
dang, man, that is crazy. Well, I'll tell you, I think that story is a good mixture of healthy and unhealthy.
It's just the healthy is. Can I say it?
Yeah, go
I was
for
gonna
it.
say the healthy is like the discipline.
Yes.
The discipline of like the mental
Mentical.
the mental and physical, the mental and physical discipline of trying to make weight and just being tough and actually putting in the work. The unhealthy is what it did to me physically.
I would agree because, what you did, I mean, yeah, physically, not healthy. Mentally, dude, you put in some serious cookies in the cookie jar, as David Goggins would say. Like, because think about it. I mean, like, you go through something hard, you're going to be like, I've already done a few of that, right? And that's what Goggins talks about. Like, when you need it, the cookie jar, he's like, all these things that I did to build mental toughness and resilience, right? So like when I'm in another tough spot, like, or I don't think you'll ever have to do that, but you'll be in many tough spots when you're a firefighter or when you're going through training. And the cool thing about training is that is a cookie in the cookie jar of when you're going through something hard. Like, let's just say you're going through an evolution through the fire academy and you're like, oh my God, like I'm exhausted or I'm wiped out or I feel like I'm about ready to keel over. And that's when you're like, you know what? I've been here before. I got this.
Yeah.
And you just take that cookie out of the cookie jar, which is your memory, and be like, I remember being on the bus and almost passing out. In like 24 hours, I had to cut 6 pounds of weight, and this is what I had to do for it, and I still did okay. And that's where you go get the cookie jar.
And I won my first match that day too.
Yeah, I remember
after
that,
being so depleted.
Let's move over to this because I think it's perfect timing, which is how to handle pressure well. Because I think in that situation, dude, you handled it pretty damn well. Like, I mean, not physically. Again, we don't recommend anybody going to a sauna for an hour and a half in a 24-hour period. So let's just make sure that that liability is set.
Breaks, obviously.
Right. No, I know. I'm talking about total.
Yeah.
But there are ways that we can handle pressure well. And so I'm going to give you guys, there's 5 ways that we can do this. One is to reframe it. Okay. Here's a really cool one. And this reminds me of Jake Herbert. Jake Herbert, who is one of our coaches in the Dad Edge Business Boardroom. He's also a former Olympic wrestler, probably one of the best American legends in wrestling ever. Pressure is a privilege. That's the quote. Pressure is a privilege, which means you are trusted and capable of doing this. So like, for instance, your coach called you the night before. I've got a spot for you. Guess what? He called you because he's like, I know that you can handle this. He's not going to pick up that phone unless you can handle it.
Oh, well, he was still concerned about
Yeah, of course, but he knew that you could handle it. So reframing, hey, I'm feeling this pressure, but this is a privilege. Not everybody, so for your example, not everybody gets to wrestle in GACs. While this might feel like it sucks and it's a big, heavy lift, I feel pretty privileged that I get to do this.
Yeah.
Right? So there's one way.
It was my first GAC match or tournament.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want this spot in varsity.
Yeah. And I think that's key. You got to want it. Second way, we already talked about this. Break it down, right? Which is big expectations into small winnable steps. So like when we have like, so for instance, like if you were like, I've got to lose 6 pounds, and you can look at 6 pounds being like, that's a lot of weight. That'll never happen. But you broke it down. You're like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I need to not eat, which is really unfortunate. I need to go to the sauna. I need to get on the treadmill. I need to get up at 4 a.m. I need to weigh myself to see how close I am. If I'm not close, I need to do this. But you broke it down. That story, you broke it down into the steps and you made it. So good job.
Oh, yeah.
Here's another big one. This is something that men are really bad at. Ask for help. So communicate. Share the weight of what you're dealing with someone else. When you do that, you unload it instead of bottling it up. You're probably going to be able to handle it better, right?
I think I remember that night before I was already struggling. He was like, you have to eat something. I was like, I can't though. I'm going to gain weight and then I'm going to have to start all over. Like just something small. A little tiny bit of scrambled eggs won't kill you. He's like, there's more, like, and we won't put salt on it so you won't hold water weight. I was like, okay. He's like, so it was more of the protein that would kind of fill me up.
Yeah.
You guys were sitting down. It was actually me, you, Mom, and my girlfriend. And they were like, are you okay? I'm like, I don't think I'm going to make it. I'm so scared. And you were like, and I'm like, barely eating. I'm just like, I can't do it. But I have to. I'm so hungry. And then you guys were like, I told you what was going on. And it like made you guys, it seemed like it definitely helped. Because before I told you guys everything, I was like, I just need everyone to shut up. I need to do my thing.
Yeah, and you need to communicate, which is, I mean, me and Mom, and we're going to digress here for a second, but I hope you do feel this way, that me and Mom have always tried to, and I know we haven't always done the best job of it. I've done the worst job of it. She's done a better job of it. And that is, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter how dark it is, no matter how stressed out you are, no matter what's going on, you always have a safe place to land here. Always, 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 always. Like, no matter what's going on, talk to us, tell us, we'll help you through it. We'll always help you through it. So, like I said, I know sometimes I probably haven't, maybe in times you felt like, I don't know if Dad will handle this well or he'll get upset or mad, but like, I hope just especially.
I'd say I still feel safe talking to you guys.
Good. Okay. Well, just know that even though you're an adult now, that offer still stands, and even more so, because things will get darker as you get older sometimes. Another one, we have 2 more here. Reset. So sleep, fitness, play as antidotes to stress. And the fitness obviously is a huge lever for you and I. Like, I'm stressed out, going to the gym, right? It's been a rough day, going to the gym. It's been a rough day, going to go for a walk, right? So I love the fact that we leverage fitness. Last night, I think we did a great job as a family leveraging play.
Oh, yeah.
Because we played video games for like, what, 2 or 3 hours last night?
It was about 2 hours.
2 hours. And we were laughing our freaking tails off, And like, I don't know about you, but like the stress of the world completely melted away for that 2 hours. I didn't think of anything else except for just laughing.
I was having a really good time that night.
Well, we were playing Gang Beast too, which is that game is funnier than funny. Like,
it's pretty funny.
You're fighting with each other on PS5 and you have no clue what you're even doing, just pressing buttons. So, but play, I think, is a big one. And then the final one is this. It's perspective. I love the term "this too shall pass" because it's so true. No matter how bad a season is, no matter how overwhelmed we feel or whatever else, these moments are fleeting. Like, here's a perfect example. Perspective. I don't know what I was probably stressed out about last week, but I was probably stressed about something. Like so for instance, last week as you and I are recording, my book launched, right?
Yeah.
And on Amazon, and I was completely and totally stressed out by it.
Why?
Just because you want it to go well, right? Did I do everything? Did I promote it well enough? Did I send out those emails? Was I clear on things, like that kind of thing? And I don't even remember what the heck I was even worried about. And that was a week ago. Like, it's gone, right? So there's that perspective of like, no matter what's in front of you, 7 minutes, 7 hours, 7 days from now, is it going to matter? I don't know if you've ever heard that. 7 minutes from now, is this going to matter? 7 hours from now, is this even going to matter? Or 7 days from now, is this even going to matter? And if the answer is no, then why get our panties in a bunch, right? But yeah, so just to share with you guys, reframe: pressure is a privilege. Break it down. Big expectations into small wins, like we were talking about the ladder. Communicate when you need help. Ask for help. Reset when you need it. Sleep, fitness, play are antidotes to stress. And perspective. Remember the 777. 7 minutes is going to matter. 7 days from now is it going to matter? I would even say 7 months. Is it even going to matter? You gotta remember it. You gotta remember it.
I remember what I did 7 months ago.
I know. See, 7 months ago, that was March. It was your birthday.
My birthday.
Your birthday. Well, Ethan, I have an announcement real quick before we get out of here, and then I want you to close this up. Is that cool?
Sure.
Okay. So, gents, I want to thank you all so much for your support of Pursuit of Legendary Fatherhood. The pre-orders, as we record this show, I just got my first order of 300 books for the first pre-orders. They came in last week. I started signing them. I don't have carpal tunnel yet, but I'm getting there. I still need to place another order for all the pre-orders that came through, but I'm going to sign those books. But here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to leave the pre-orders up because it was insanely successful and people really gravitated to it. So if you guys go to thedadedge.com/legendary book, I'm going to have this pre-order offer up for you guys for the rest of the month. So go to thedadedge.com/legendary book. If you pre-order the book, if you pay $28 for the book, I'm going to send you a signed copy of the book, but I'm also going to give you access to 2 of my most popular courses. One is called Creating More Patience, where I teach you 6 skills on how to be a more patient father when your kids are driving you nuts.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. What do you mean? And then my second course is Creating Extraordinary Marriage, where I teach you 11 skills on how to communicate, connect, and build more intimacy with your wife. Each one of those courses are $500, but they're totally free if you pre-order the book for $28, and I'm going to send you a signed copy in the mail. You can go to thedadedge.com/1385 for all the show notes today, especially if you want to go and grab the 5 ways that we talked about today on how to handle pressure better. And I'll have that offer for you guys in the show notes. Again, thedadedge.com/1385. Ethan, you want to take us out of here? What do you want to say to the guys?
Pressure is a privilege.
Yeah. Dude, I didn't know you were going to say something like that. But I like it. I like it. I like it. Pressure is a privilege. I'm singing on the microphone, and this is why I podcast, because I don't have a good singing voice.
You're like a rodeo clown for podcasts.
Oh, my God. Oh my God. Go to this show, thedadedge.com/radio clown. All of
rodeo clown.
Oh, rodeo clown. Radio. That was even more. Oh my God. The rodeo clown of podcast.
Yeah.
That is great. You know,
Radio clown.
You know, I'm going to get a DM on that. I'd be like,
yeah.
hey, rodeo clown of podcasting. Good show with your son today.
It's just the way you goof off on
Oh
the podcast.
my God, that's great. Gentlemen, love you all. Thank you guys again so much for the support on the book launch. Please go to the podcast today, thedadedge.com/1385 or thedadedge.com/legendary book. Thank you all again for listening. Love you guys, and I hope this show is bringing you tremendous value to you and your family. Take care.